effectively talk about which is more better between deep litters and battery cage system without first of all putting them side by side and considering their advantages and disadvantages. Then we can come to a conclusion which is more better to start with. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Coca Farm. For the end of this video, I'm going to tell you why I chose deep litter system for now. Let's look at the advantages of deep litter system. Number one, it is cost friendly. Oh, wait a minute. I hope by now you know the meaning of deep litter system. Well, let me explain. Deep litter system is a system whereby you raise your bird on the floor, just like the one I'm practicing right here. Whereby you raise your bird on the floor from the one to the time you dispose them. That is deep litter system. Why? Battery cage system is a method of putting your bird in the cage. When you put them in the cage like this, you confine them into one place from the period of their point of cage to the time you're going to dispose them. No, you understand that now. So the advantages of deep litter system, it is cost friendly. Let me explain that to you. What I mean by that is that when you are starting up with a deep litter system, note, either you are using battery cage or deep litters, you first of all brood your bird on the floor. Though I know that right now we have brooding cage that you can use to brood them from day one, but that one is not common right now and people don't really use that for a start. So you brood them on the floor, so from their point of cage to the time they are going to dispose them. When you first of all bring your bird in, when you start raising them on the floor, what you just need for deep litter system is your feeder, your drinker, wood shavings, your structure. Maybe you constructed a structure or you rent a structure, either which way. When you get your structure, which is your pen, then the next thing you need is just to bring your bird in. No more costs. But for battery cage, okay, you've constructed your pen, you have to go the extra mile of buying cages, and those cages, they are not cheap. They are very, very expensive. Like every month it increases. Right now in Nigeria, the cost of yearly use 3 tiers 1 unit cage, which can contain only 90 birds, is 50,000 naira here in Nigeria. In my area, I don't know about every other area, but in my own area in Ogun State, is 50,000 naira for just 1 unit cage. And it can only contain 90 birds. And if you're a commercial farmer, at least you should start with 200 birds. You know how much that is when you multiply it by 200. You know how many units you're going to get. So after doing all the construction, bringing your bird, collecting your bird from the hatchery, you need to go and get that cage of 50,000 for 1 unit. It's multiplied by the number of birds you want to raise. So do you see that that one is very, very expensive? Aside from that, you have to pay for the setup of the cage, because the cage will be brought disassembled. So you have to set it up, you have to do the nipple, you have to do many things that you will be paid for aside from the money of the cage. So with that, even by calculating the cost of that, the cage alone, can even discourage some people from going into poultry farming, most especially farmers that want to start up the poultry farming. Deep litter is still cost friendly for them. But if you're starting up and you have the money to go for a battery cage, why not? You can go for it, but just have it at the back of your mind that it is expensive. The cost I told you right now is not the one that it will be in the next 1 month or 2 months. That's the side. Another advantage of deep litter system is that it will help you to identify sick bird. I've done a video on how to recognize an healthy bird in my channel. When you want to see an healthy bird on a deep litter system, all the birds roam about. They roam about, they like going up and down, When they see food, they jump. So when you come into your pen, you can easily identify a sick bird, because that bird will just be looking dull, just be doing sluggish. The bird will not really, you will know that something is wrong with this bird, because it's unusual for a bird to just sit and just be looking. No, a bird will actually they'll jump, they'll run. Do you understand? So that you can easily say, this bird is sick, and quickly isolate the bird. But in battery cage, it is normal for them to all sit, because they are positioned in one place like this. That there's no how you're going to recognize if you have a sick bird or not. That's why sometimes you just come in the morning and start removing mortality inside the pen. Be like, what's wrong with this bird? I thought they were eating. Well, you never knew, because they are sitting in one place, so you don't know if they are healthy or if they are sick. Let's move to the battery cage system. One advantage of a battery cage system is that it increases your production. Yes, compared to deep litter system. Why did I say that? They are inside the cage, they are confined to one place, so they wouldn't go up and down. So any feed they eat, the feed you are giving them, they will easily convert it to energy, and they will convert it to the egg they're supposed to lay. But as for this one on the bed, they'll just keep flying. When you give them feed, they'll just keep flying up and down. And the feed that they're supposed to convert to egg, they have used part of the energy to roam inside the pen. So that is why you notice when you come to pick egg in the battery cage and in the deep litter system, there's kind of a slight difference. Unless if you're a professional If you can manage the deep litter system very well, you will see a good number of eggs, but that does not mean it will be as equal as the production in the battery cage system. So it increases your production automatically. Another advantage of battery cage system is that it reduces the cost of labor. It is not labor intensive, unlike this deep litter system. Oh my god, it is very, very labor intensive, in the sense that you have to come inside the pen every time to change the water. For some people that are just starting up, they can't afford to get an automatic drinker in their pen, in their deep litter system. You have to bring the water manually, because birds drink water 24/7. They drink water every now and then, so you have to keep bringing the water. When they mess up the water, you have to change the water. You change it over and over again. And if you are using a deep litter system, if you have a large capacity farm, let's say you are raising bird of 10,000 capacity, 2 people cannot effectively manage that when you are using a deep litter system. Why? Because the work will be too much. The workload will be too much. You have to pack the litters, you have to feed them, you have to pack the drinker and wash the drinker. So 2 people cannot effectively manage that. But I've seen cases of 10,000, 15,000 capacity inside a battery cage system that two people can easily manage them. Yes, I've seen cases that they have only 2 attendants in the farm. Why? Because they are inside the cage. Their major work is just to pick egg. Farms that, most especially for farms that have this automatic feeder, when they just pour the feed inside the feeder, then the team serve them, start going by itself and start serve them. It has already reduced the cost of labor. Another advantage of battery cage system is that it helps to maximize your space, your land. Unlike the deep litter system, when you're raising your bed on the deep litter system, you notice that when you want to raise like let's say 5,000, 10,000 capacity, you need some acres of land, a larger portion of the acres of land, so as to raise your bed, because you have to space them. They can't be choked. If you choke them too much, they will choke your production too. Yes, they will choke your production. When you are using your battery cage, you can do 5 tiers of cage. I've seen that before. 5 tiers of cage. The first one, second, third, fourth, fifth. So you see that just a small space like that, you can arrange your bed like that, and everybody is okay. With just a 1 acre of land, you are good to go to raise a 5,000, 10,000 because of the cage. They are just confined in one place. You can't try that with deep litter system. In my country here, where the cost of land is very, very expensive, you will notice in Nigeria, most farmers in Nigeria are rearing their bed in the battery cage system. It's only few of us that are using deep litter system, because when you want to go large into poultry farming business, when you get your battery cage, it helps you to minimize the space you are going to use. In some countries like Uganda, Kenya, I see that most of them use this deep litter system. Well, land may be cheap in that place. Well, I don't really know. But in my own country here, land is very, very expensive. One major disadvantage of deep litter system is disease. Yes, move closer. You heard me right. I said disease. You know why? They are on the litters, which is, they are very close to their feces. When they defecate, they are close to it. And you know, birds have the habit of picking food on the floor, you know, scratching the floor, scratching, and picking up the feed from the floor. That means as they are picking up the feed, they are also picking up their feces. That is how disease spread on deep litter system. Any outbreak of disease on deep litter system is very, if not well controlled by professional, can wipe off all the flock on deep litter system. Unlike the battery cage, they are not in contact with their feces. The disease can be well managed there because they are not in contact with their feces like that. The reason why disease break out every time is that we always have, most of the time we have wet litters. Every time when we bring the water in, maybe trying to turn it, maybe not really good in turning the drinkers, water spillage every time. They can even push their drinker away and the drinker fall, all the water spilled. We are not really on the farm every time to pack the portion where the water has penetrated. That used to breed bacteria. Their litters have cycle. They defecate in the disease in the feces, then they pick it up, they contact the disease, they defecate, another bird pick it up. That is one very big disadvantage of litter system, which I am using. Another disadvantage of deep litter system mitigation, pecking. The issue of pecking, because birds, when they have direct contact to their egg like that, when they look at it and what's this, they want to experiment. When they succeed in pecking the egg and the egg bursts and they start drinking the egg, wow, they love that egg. They love that habit continue with them like that. That is why you see that production reduces every time, because they peck the egg, they turn the egg to crack. Some of them can even peck the egg, drink the egg, and even eat the shell. You not even know, you not even see the traces of your egg. So they peck it, eat the egg, but in a battery cage system, the egg will roll down. When the egg rolls down like that, you don't have direct contact with the egg. So when the egg rolls down, the issue of pecking reduces like that. In battery cage system, it's easy to identify a bird that is not doing well. It's It's very easy to identify if the bird is not doing well in battery cage system. When you are strolling around your pen in the morning, you can easily check a particular spot. Maybe you check the spots today, there's no egg there. Check it tomorrow, next tomorrow, like 4 or 5 days, you will notice that something is wrong with this bed, this particular place, because you know that you have 3 birds in a cage. Then you see that there's no egg there, or you always see one egg. That's pointing to something. It's either there is theft on the farm, maybe somebody's picking egg there, or the birds are not doing well. So unlike this one, how would I even know who among these guys are laid? Because they are all together. This one is here to now, you can move to the other side now, so I won't know the one that they just enter their laying boxes and just lay. So I won't really know which one have just laid, unlike the battery cage system. And second phase of that one is that it helps you to identify there's theft in the farm. You put 3 birds in a cage. You come tomorrow, you see one bird, 2 birds there. You will know that something has happened because you know you put 3 birds there. So you will quickly raise an alarm that something has happened on the farm. But here you don't know when there's theft. Can't count the bird on the floor. Unless you want to vaccinate them, you divide it. You can count them while vaccinating them. But it's not easy to take the stock of your bird on the floor. When there's something fishy thing like that on the farm, you will not quickly notice. But when it is the battery cage, you will know. One very big disadvantage of battery cage system is that the nipple gets blocked easily. Because when you want to give them medication, you have to put it in their tank. Then because of that, slime has entered your nipple, the pipeline, and you don't know. Then you just notice that a bird died. Many times when bird die in the pen, the first thing you should try to check now, you check the nipple. You go and touch the nipple if there's water there, because starvation of water in the battery cage for so long can lead to the death of the bird. When the bird has starved of water for so long, then they will just get dehydrated and die. But you won't know because you feel they are fine, they are drinking water, and the water is not coming out of the nipple. So that means you have to deslime your nipple. You have to flush your nipple every now and then, because sometimes the slime inside your nipple, when you open it, you'll be shocked what your bird have been drinking. That is how they contact disease. When you don't flush their bed, when they keep using medication every time, after each medication, try to flush, to deslime it, try to flush the pipeline. You flush every time so that every slime that is there and every debris of the medication can come out with the water. Wait a minute, if you know you are getting value so far in this video, drop your comments at the comment box, drop your question, we entertain questions. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell. That is the only way you will know when I drop valuable content to help you stay in business in and out of season. Do well to like. So try to check your nipple, and let me give you one sheet. One way to know that your nipple is not working, a big 10,000 50,000 capacity pen. One way to know that your bird has not drink water for a long time is that their comb will be pale. Their comb will look very pale. That's number one way you can easily identify them. And when you are strolling in your pen, you will notice that the bird here is bringing out his head to drink water in the other box. Then you should know that something is wrong with that nipple. That's why he's trying to drink water in the box of his neighbor. So that is how to know that your bird has not really drink water. I can go on with the disadvantages and the advantages of battery cage to deep litters. As a commercial farmer, I noticed that when you are laying your bird on the battery cage system, your production is, even though I chose to use deep litters. The reason I chose to use deep litters is that when I was starting out, after calculating the cost of collecting my bird, having a structure, getting the necessary thing and buying their feed, I see that if I say I should go and buy cage, everything will be finished. If I say I should go and buy cage, the money with me will not even be able to feed them. And remember that I have to feed them for like 3 to 4 months before they can give me my first egg. That is why I just held back the money so as to continue feeding them. So maybe when I start making my millions in profit, yes, not as a capital, in profit, when I start making my million, I will go to battery cage, because as for me, it makes economical sense to use battery cage for the purpose of new beginner in poultry farming. Please, you can just use your deep litter system. That is very okay to start with. That is what I start with. But I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to get my cage. I used to advise people that if you have your money, please get your cage. You will like it on the long run when you have your cage. So that is the reason why I chose deep litters, so as to I use it to cut my costs. Yes, I cut my costs. That is why I chose deep litters. But I know before I choose it, I know what it entails. I know the labor, I know the advantages. That is why I have a professional on the farm that comes to tell me, you are not doing this right, you're doing this right, do this, do that, do this, do that. So that is why. So I really know how to manage my risk. So, but I'm going to the battery cage very soon. So that's why I chose, because I know that I come to this business for the purpose of making profit, and when I know that this will help me to make more profit when I do it well, I will buy my cage very soon. So I know that with this point of mine, you know which is better, between battery cage and deep litters. The two of them have their own advantages and disadvantages. But to me, the battery cage system is still the best. To me, to you, you might like the deep litter system depending on your country. I've told you in Nigeria, our land is expensive, and you understand. So in our region here, in my country here, land is expensive, and that's what's rampant in my country because of those reasons I've mentioned. So with this, I know you should know it's better between the deep litters and the battery cage system. Thanks for watching this video to the end. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.